2 years ago, the state of Maine unleashed a detailed plan to ensure every community can be resilient in the face of climate change. The plan also included a list of goals the state wanted to achieve within 4 years.
So the idea there was to decrease greenhouse gas emission by 80% by 2050. So halfway through the 4 years now, how are we doing? News Center Maine's Jack Mulmid explains in our ongoing series of Maine's changing climate.
It's December, along the Maine shoreline. Peace. It's moments like these you can see how close South Portland, like many communities from the west to eastern shores of Maine, live with the ocean at its doorstep. And while the waves are sculpting an iconic view, the looming threat of climate change means the view as we know it will never be the same.
When I started, it was a brand new position and a brand new department within the city.
Julie Rosenbach has been on a mission since she got hired by the city of South Portland 7 years ago.
When we do get the flooding, it will be here.
She's working with the state of Maine to make sure her city is prepared for when sea levels rise.
But what's difficult to really visualize is exactly how is water going to interact? What are the impacts that we're going to see along our coast?
Rosenbach and the city have collected data to show what will happen if sea levels rise 3, 6, 8, or even 10 feet. She says this data can be turned into graphics and interactive maps for the public to use and plan. All she needs is more money to make that happen.
So my hope with this is that it helps us be really proactive in our planning decisions.
She, like many other communities across Maine, are hoping to bring their climate action goals to a reality. Now, let's just rewind a bit.
I'm announcing nearly $6 million in additional investments in climate action initiatives.
The Mills administration on December 1st announcing new funding as part of an ongoing plan. It's called Maine Won't Wait. The plan actually dates back to pre-pandemic, where the state proposed legislation to reduce greenhouse emissions by 45% by 2030. This includes electricity, heating, fishing, or in South Portland's case, sea level rise. So thanks to the funding from the Maine State Climate Council, the city of South Portland will be able to take data it already has and use projecting models to show the public how much sea levels will rise due to global warming and storm surges by the year 2050 at places like Willard Beach. But that's just one example of more than 100 communities who have received money over these last 2 years. Now, Maine is at the halfway mark of a 4-year goal for climate policy. South Portland looks well on track, but how are the other states' projects?
Climate change, whether we like it or not, is impacting every part of Maine.
Hannah Pingree chairs Maine's Climate Council.
I think we're trying to make as much progress as we can over these next 4 years to meet the goals that are set in law.
She says that in many ways, Maine is well ahead of schedule for some of its climate goals.
Exceeding 100 communities involved in the first year, that was something we were really proud of.
Looking through the detailed report, you could see that there is room for improvement. While the state is ahead of schedule for heat pumps installed, they still need to install about 10,000 heat pumps for low-income homes by 2025.
I mean, again, we're heartened to see things moving in the right direction, but there's still a lot of work to be done.
But the funding going to more than 100 communities is being used in many different ways. Take Chebeague Island, for example, just off Cousins Island. They're slated to receive their own batch of funds.
If you drive by a car and you don't wave, they know you're not from around here.
Victoria Wood, the town manager, had most of her childhood on Chebeague Island.
This is the town center. Blink and you miss it.
She says every household on the island has its own well from a groundwater drinking supply.
We've reached that point as a community where those hard conversations have to happen.
The town got $50,000 to study the climate impact the island has on its groundwater drinking supply and how things like rising sea levels can impact their quality of life as the island's population continues to develop and grow.
It's important to appreciate your current community and then figure out how you can better protect it so then it exists to the future generations ahead of us.
When Maine's changing climate is bringing warm weather, heavy rain, drought, and rising sea levels, making sure all of our towns and communities are prepared is everything. Jack Mulmid, News Center, Maine.